home run strikeout.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, man.
That was incredible.
Man.
Also, this pass was so good, CJ's long pass did not get into Weird and Wonderful. So you didn't win the game, but you did win Weird and Wonderful. Wonderful. Marshall, Virginia Tech. Christian Fitzpatrick, Greg.
Oh my.
Catch of the year.
And he's at Marshall.
Marshall produces good wide receivers.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
He
the
looks like
originator
Randy
of
Moss.
bossing happened.
Woo!
Like,
Brew, do not say it. Brew, we're almost through it.
Everybody Greg
don't
knows
do that.
what
Don't
it
do
is.
Brew. No, just say that was a
And
great.
a
It was a
touchdown.
great guess.
Okay.
It
Hokies
was
win it.
phenomenal.
They're 1-1.
But
Oh my goodness.
Titans
Nice glove.
clinging to a 1-point lead in
Watch
Chicago.
Levis after this.
Will Levis.
Surrender.
Oh! 127 yards on the day. He threw a touchdown to both teams.
that was
This is.
Wild.
I can't say enough bad
Will.
things about this.
Wild. Say what you said off the air.
There are plays that a quarterback makes where you say, you know what? Deal breaker. I call them deal breaker plays.
So would you bench him now?
I think
It
Wild
just-
wants him out of the league.
I don't want him out of the. Mac Jones threw an interception in Germany
made a couple
that just
bad
kills you.
plays like
This
that.
one was so bad. That's so,
In Mac's defense, it's very hard to play well overseas.
wonderful. Cowboys Browns. This is another one.
Okay.
This to me is a backbreaker. Where's Micah Parsons? Tom Brady is in the booth. 3 stories up, and he knows where Micah Parsons is on every play. Deshaun looks directly at Micah Parsons and tries to throw it through him like what? He's a specter? He's a ghost? He's going to tip the ball and catch it. Not great for Deshaun. Maybe it's all Mike Zimmer. Maybe Deshaun is not good, and that's weird and wonderful from the national pastime.
Wow, that was a dark, weird, and wonderful.
That was.
Talking about ghosts.
Goodness.
Like a Nick Wright.
Weird day in Miami. Right now, we're just going to focus on the field. More on Tyreek off the field later. Tua goes for 338, finds Tyreek for a deep 80-yard connection. Jags lose this one. Here's Tyreek on Tua.
The thing that really motivated me the most was when we came in during the halftime, and it's the first time I heard Tua's like Hawaiian accent. Like it's crazy. Like he was like turned up and animated in the locker room. I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. Like he was like going, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, man. Like he called me out, and for my quarterback to call me out in front of the whole offense like that, I had to step up.
Okay. Dolphins win or did Jags lose? One of our
Okay,
favorite.
we can quit beating around the bush here. There's one reason only we're asking this question and doing this topic. Just hit the animation so these guys can have their fun, please.
Time for the Trevor Lawrence Trash Hour.
I mean, that's all they want to do. They just want to do a Trevor Lawrence Trash Hour, and they want me to play along, Greg. So listen, I could point out that other than the Anthony Richardson throw, the single best throw anyone made in the NFL all day yesterday was a Trevor Lawrence touchdown. I don't even want them to show it. It's not, they lost, it doesn't matter. It's pretty good throw.
Nice throw.
Layered, multiple safeties back in the end zone. I also could point out that while his numbers look pedestrian, this perfectly placed deep ball that hit the receiver in the hands and drew a DPI that led to a touchdown, if he had simply not been interfered with and caught it, he'd have a 120 rating, 2 touchdowns, plenty of yards. I could put those things out. I'm not going to point them out.
Like
Please don't.
Instead, I'm not pointing. I'm not. Except it was an interception that led to a touchdown. But again, I'm not pointing any of those things out. What I am going to say is this: the Jaguars create ways to lose games, and it's maddening. They're up 17-7. Etienne's running into the end zone, gives it up. But that didn't lose him the game. Then a play later, they give Tyreek just goes and does a Tyreek thing, and it's 80 yards. But that didn't lose them a game. They're still up 3. The next play, they fumble the kickoff, try to lose it there. They recover it, and 3 plays later, Doug Peterson goes for a 4th and 2, up 3 on his own 30. The moment things stop going well, they create ways to lose. So, to me, I thought Tyreek was brilliant. I didn't think Tua was as good as his numbers suggest. I know that'll shock you that I felt that way. I'm sorry.
Career.
But this was another way, Brew, to me, the Jags creating a way to lose.
Look, you made some good points, but Brent, I think that the Dolphins won this.
Wow,
game.
you're going with the breakdancers.
Yeah, and look, I saw some tendencies that I thought they're growing out of the breakdancing.
Wow.
They held Trevor to 162 yards passing. The play when Etienne fumbled, and I know a lot of times, more often than not, guys are going for the ball nowadays. But that was a great play by Javon Holland. Yeah, that wasn't a good hit and Etienne just loses the ball. That was Javon Holland going there purposely to knock that ball away.
Is that what made you think?
What he did.
You always say, when they go to fight.
Well, yeah, I think those things they showed me a little more toughness.
Yeah.
Held them to 17 points. I mean, it wasn't a great performance by the Dolphins. I agree. Tua wasn't as great as the 336 yards, but they got it done. It wasn't just flashy and all that.
It was a gritty win.
Moving a little, and which you don't get usually from the breakdown.
Yeah, Dolphins ended up winning this game. All the things you said, are they true? Yes. But the Javon Holland strip, this is why coaches harp on pursuing the football, running through the whistle. Because what defensive players, for whatever reason, they don't understand is when an offensive player is about to break the plane of a goal line, natural instinct is to relax a little bit. So you're not, unless you are in traffic, you're not bracing the ball the same way you would in the open field when you know you're not crossing the end zone. You naturally start to relax. And so what he did was just make a last-ditch effort and literally change the game. Change the game.
That's a good take. When I go in the end zone, I hold on to the thing. You figured out the Cardinals in the second half on what looked like an upset alert.
Yeah.
Josh Allen went into full superhero mode, jumping around, making plays, putting himself at danger, to be honest with you. Allen yesterday, first half, only threw the ball 5 times, had 76 yards. I was like, man, is this going to be the Bills without Stephon? Second half, he said, no, 13 for 18, 156 yards, and 2 passing touchdowns. Nick, we'll start with you. Can Josh Allen sustain this output? Unless you want to.
I'd rather start with Drew. I'd like to go last, if I may.
They are, unlike any other team I can think of in the league, I mean, they're like totally putting it on Josh's shoulders. We're a one-man show. I mean, that's really, obviously he doesn't play defense, but they got a defense. But none of the receivers are going to be, I don't think any of these receivers are going to have like humongous numbers this year. I don't think any of them are great number ones. James Cook is a good running back, not awesome. Like, it's all Josh. He scored all 4 of their touchdowns. 2 pass, 2 rush. He can keep this up. Now, obviously, you don't want him jumping over defenders all the time.
He's going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, but I do think he can keep it up. He only threw 23 times. 19, I think he was 19. Was 19 for 23?
Yeah.
But yeah, so clearly they saw this last year. Over the last 5 games, he won't pass as much, but he can be more efficient. He won't make as many mistakes. He only ran 9 times, but he's going to be running it. It's similar to Lamar in a lot of ways. So I do think he can keep it up because their game plan is kind of a little old school football, and I do think he can keep it up.
Yeah, he can sustain this output. It won't equate to wins.
Oh.
It won't.
Really?
No.
This is how they won last year.
It is. But when you look what you just said, when you don't have anyone else to kind of shoulder the load, like somebody has to start making plays. It cannot be, okay, Josh, do what you do. Because if that's going to be the case, it's going to be defenses is going to be, okay, we can't let him get outside the pocket. We're going to just give one-on-ones, matchups on the outside and see if these guys at receiver can beat us. We're not going to let James Cook get off. It's all Josh. You said it when you first started. It is all Josh. And I think it's great. It looks great. It feels good. Can they win some games? Absolutely. But this is unsustainable when you talk about stacking W's in the win column.
I think it's unsustainable when it comes to winning a championship. But this is why I picked them to win the division. Because for all my criticism of Josh Allen, he can do this. He can be like, I'll make it work. And I'll do. Now, even in this game, Wild's your concern that he's going to get hurt. He came into the game with 1 less rap than he left the game with, and so like that, it is a concern. And I think the Bills are on any given game a super scary team. I don't think he can do this for 20 weeks, but as is always the case,
Here we go.
people just can't help themselves when it comes to Josh
4
Allen.
touchdowns, a lot of touchdowns.
And, you know, Our pal Rex Ryan put his foot in his mouth, so give me the board.
You know, we don't need the board.
We
don't need the board.
What do you mean?
We don't,
I didn't realize I said that. So Rex said he's the best player in the NFL.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Come
and
on,
so, Greg,
Rex.
you
I
weren't
said it a
here.
few times.
This is
Double
the
down on
off-season board. And the off-season board, by the way, Knicks is Mahomes. How's that working out? Hey, Antonio Pierce, you have a recipe? Maybe look up your recipe for clock management. But in the meantime, we'll go to the regular season board. Rex Ryan.
You got it.
Allen is greater than Mahomes, the best player in the league. Rex, you're on the board along with Rodney Harrison, Isaiah Likely, and Roquan Smith. We're keeping tabs.
It's filling up already.
We're keeping tabs.
Cowboys, Bengals,
Week one.
Patriots after the break.
Oh, I realized what I said.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do
You
that.
put your foot in your mouth.
I did.
Judge and the Yankees battle Devers and the rival Red Sox, or Rays Guardians. Baseball Night in America, Thursday on Fox.
Donald Trump and Kamala Harris face off. Shannon Green anchors special Fox coverage. The ABC president.